In this show, we'll continue talking about multicam switching, emphasizing today the communication aspect.
Roll the intro!
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Welcome to the Tech and Teaching Podcast, where we give you the tips, tricks, and drop general knowledge bombs on how you and your school can improve your live stream or podcast. I'm Eric. That's Jordan. We want to make sure that you get caught up on the series, because this is actually part 3 of a 4-part series, stepping out a little bit. Go back and watch the other ones. I think they're linked below, or they're up in a card. We'll see what Hoosier does with the editing on this. But Jordan, today when we talk about the multicam, we've talked about some of the gear to actually do the multiple cameras, talked about cameras, obviously, switchers and whatnot. Now we need to bring it all together, and the biggest piece of that pie really is the communication aspect. So really, there's kind of three areas that we want to focus on, and it's the gear to talk, which is your realm. There is what to say, that's kind of my realm, and then there's who should be saying it, which is
it'd probably be you.
Probably me again. So I don't know how much Jordan is going to talk in this one, but we're gonna talk about it. In real estate, there's 3 keys: location, location, location. But in live streaming, there's 3 keys as well: communication, communication, communication. So let's talk first gear, Jordan. We have some show and tell, but we're also going to be talking about some theoretical stuff. We'll have some pictures up there. Different products that StrivAV can offer. Let's start with the one that we've had for a couple years. We really, really like it, and let's talk about how we can, the physical pieces that we need to communicate on the crew.
Yeah, so what we've been using is the Hollyland Solidcomm M1, not to be confused with Apple's M1 chip, but their own Hollyland's communication, and it has 4 or 8 headsets. And everybody gets a body pack, and then you get your single cup ear headset piece. They're really nice quality wise, but then also the audio quality is really good. We've had some people say the environment can kind of come through them, but you can put them up. When you put them up like this, the booms, the microphones, then it self mutes. And then to talk, you can put it back down, and then you can talk. And so there's a little bit of control there. And what we kind of like about these as well is you have 3 subgroups on these. And for volleyball, where we have 2 courts, state volleyball, where we have 2 courts going, we can split actually both crews up, 1 court on Group B and 1 group on Group A. So they can talk independently, and then it's kind of fun that that third group, you can put yourself as kind of like an admin sort, and then you can listen to both groups if you wanted to. But that's definitely, and then it comes with a base unit that's probably about, I don't know, a foot tall by 8 inches wide.
About the size of a laptop, actually.
Yeah,
small laptop.
And so it requires a little bit more setup. But the nice part is that it is wireless, so that you don't have to run wires everywhere. But it is the most expensive piece.
It is wireless. Rough range on the Solidcomm.
Away from the base is about 1,000 feet. Yeah, 1,000 feet.
Yes.
You could in theory have a person 1,000 feet that way, and then with your base unit, and then a person 1,000 feet the other way, and then effectively you're 2,000 feet away. But from the base, it's about 1,000. So most sports venues or environments, it'll be more than enough to reach where you want to go.
Right.
I think state track is our biggest or our furthest distance, and if I remember right, it has not had any issues for range on its own merit, I guess. We did have some issues with other wireless networks interfering a little bit, but that's kind of outside of the control of that system.
And in most schools, or even to a certain extent professional type setups, you're not going to have another outside group that has 6 internal wireless networks.
Is that how many they had?
I think that's what it was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was the scoring system had 6 wireless networks, so they were wirelessly transmitting all of their data for long jump, triple jump, high jump, 2 sets of pole vault, the infield timing at the normal finish, the infield timing at the backstretch finish. All of that was going at the same time while our communication was, while all of the radio headsets for the field workers would have been going as well. So there was a lot.
There's a lot of traffic.
That's a pretty extraneous circumstances in that. We have gone to, like Jordan said, state volleyball, state basketball, been to state softball. You can actually, with the 3 groups on the last day, you can actually, we would actually have each field on its own group, and then I could listen to the chatter of all 3 crews at the same time, or if there was something that I absolutely needed to jump in and tell all 3 crews at the same time, I just flip my microphone down and talk to everyone. Really, really solid unit. Like Jordan said, it's on the biggest high end as far as wireless, and there are other options. We're going to stick in the wireless realm for this purpose, but I would recommend you go check if you've watched our stuff and that's as far as you've gotten on YouTube, as far as watching some of these things. Go search Doug Johnson Productions, because that's the guy that we watch most of the time, and watch his Dante audio system for his crew. That's quite a bit more expensive, but it's really awesome. It's really awesome.
Really cool, but it's very, very, very expensive.
So let's take us a little step down price-wise and maybe function-wise from the Solidcomm.
Yeah, so just to kind of put a little bit of a bow on this one, for the 8 belt packs, which is what we have, it's, I believe, around the $7,500 to $8,000 range, I think. So below, now we're going to really step down to about $1,200-ish. EarTec and then Solidcomm or Hollyland both have their own solutions, and they are just a headset. It's like this, but you have your transmitter and receiver all in here. It's truly wireless. You don't have obviously you don't have a belt pack or anything, and then you don't have a base with that either. Within some parameters there, but EarTec, you just turn them on and you go. It's really simple, straightforward. You can get anywhere from, I think, anything over 6 headsets. Then you have to have a hub or a main home base. But then if you're underneath that, a headset acts as the home base, sort of. So it's really easy just to whip them all out of the bag, give them to everybody, turn them on, and you're ready to go. They just connect and they work, which is really nice. And then that can kind of take you down to, from $1,200 all the way down to maybe, I think, around $650 for some EarTechs. The Hollylands are on the upper end. For the most part, you're going to be running wireless. You're not going to want to run wires unless you get really fancy. Let us know. But the really cheap option is just a simple phone call and do a group phone. Get a head, the wired headphones with a microphone on them, and just be on a group call. That would be that's better than nothing, because probably as Eric's going to talk, we can have all these different cameras and different pieces. If you want to incorporate graphics or even replay, not just camera angles, but we have all these different pieces. They really don't do any good if we can't create continuity with everything via the communication piece of talking to each other, so they can collaborate with each other and figure out, oh, hey, this is how the flow we want to go. And then so I'll let Eric riff on that a little bit later, but if a phone call is for some reason you're not able to do that, you could create a Discord server or a Slack and do like a video call or an audio call within that Slack server or a Discord server. And then the other thing would be walkie-talkies if you had to.
That's worse than a phone call.
Yeah, that's why it came after the phone call, because it's Not good.
Yeah.
No bueno.
No. Right. Well, the downfalls of walkie-talkies is they might have a decent range actually, and in certain environments where it's not loud, as in it's not you're not in the gym, you're not out at the football field with a full capacity crowd and people are going nuts, then it can work. But the otherwise you got to remember you're just on a walkie-talkie, and whenever you got to click the button, so it doesn't allow if you got to hold the thing and then hold it up to your mouth to talk to everyone, and then they have to hold the thing up to their ears to hear it. It's not a good usefulness. The nice thing about the Solidcomm, the M1, the C1, and the EarTec, all wireless and for the most part hands-free.
Right. Yeah.
When you're using it, so it frees you up to still do your camera work, to run your computer, whatever that is. So, like Jordan said, what is the now that we have the stuff, when you've settled on whatever piece of gear you're using to communicate, now it's what are you communicating? So this is where we start to say, and just about anybody that's mildly gotten into, behind the scenes of television, you've heard some director at some point say, ready one, take one, or some version of that. And that's the most basic thing that the director on your crew is doing. They are, that signal, that ready one, take one is telling either themselves as the person pushing the buttons on the switcher, or perhaps telling their technical director, whose job is literally just push buttons. They're not necessarily making decisions about what to show. They're literally just making sure that all the camera inputs are coming in correctly. Maybe they've set up some macros for some different transitions, but essentially they're the ones pushing the buttons to cut to the different cameras, or perhaps enable a graphic to come on, whatever that looks like. So that's the technical director underneath the director, but it's also allowing and letting the camera people know, oh, camera one, your camera is now live on air. That's what everyone is seeing. So please don't drop your camera while you're on air. Please don't show us the ground suddenly because your phone dinged and you whip your phone out of your pocket and now your camera goes down as you're looking at your phone, and then you went, no. You're live on air, and camera one, we need to see the action that we need to see, whatever the event happens to be. So that's really the basic of it. You literally need your camera people, whether they are 5 feet away from you or 500 feet away from you, they need to know when they are on air. If you get into a professional setting, your camera people are probably going to have a really good idea before an event starts, the different types of shots that they will try to capture, so that the director doesn't have to direct them to get a certain shot. As for instance, one of the things that I've got little kids, we watch the Penguins of Madagascar all the time. We always like cute and cuddly. Roll that clip, Hoosh.
Me, Skipper? I want you to look cute and cuddly, Private.
Cute and cuddly, right? That's my cue for a camera person to find something in the stands that is a little kid doing something fun, or find a different kind of angle for the cheerleaders. Find an angle to showcase the band. Find an angle to is someone in the stands that is noteworthy. The mayor came to the game. Let's zoom in on that. So cute and cuddly is kind of the quick way of saying, find me something interesting that's not directly part of the game. That could be part of it. So that floor camera knows that, hey, we're at commercial right now. I'm going to find something that the director might want to use on a shot to come back from the commercial break. If you get in the professional setting, that camera person does that without the director saying anything. At our level, in the high school level, we'll probably need some sort of direction for that camera person. Hey, go find cute and cuddly. Hey, this time let's show the cheerleaders. Hey, this time let's show the mascot. See if you can get the student section behind you hyped up, and we could show them coming back from commercial. Stuff like that is something that the director can direct the camera person to, if you have a floor camera, that's the kind of thing you want there. The ISO camera, you might have to direct them. Hey, give me a shot of the bench, because if Team A scores here, they've been doing some fun reactions. I want to see if we get a basket on this possession. I'm going to quick cut to to the bench. And so ISOCAM knows, hey, I'm not following the action anymore. I'm now going straight to the bench, stuff like that. And so having those lines of communication open with the gear, and then knowing what you're saying, and really what you're doing is telling the cameras when they are on air, and if you want to see something different, that's what you're going for.
It's getting everybody on the same page. Otherwise, you're just, you excuse me, your announcers could be talking about one of the key players on the bench, and your floor camera or even your ISO could be shooting the cheerleaders or the crowd or anything. It's like, well, that doesn't relate to what is actually being discussed on the broadcast. So to kind of mold that broadcast together to be more succinct, and so I would definitely getting into multicam is a kind of a large jump because of one thing, then you got to get this and then the next. And so, but I would say the communication is probably the most important piece, whether you have 2 cameras or, something a little bit bigger than that. Even if you have 2 cameras, I'd say get something. And it could be just as simple as a phone call at that point. But definitely you're going to see the quality of your broadcast elevate once you get that communication, whatever that looks like.
And the last part of this is who should be doing the talking.
Oh, yeah.
And Jordan, that should be the director.
Yes, please.
In the right circumstance, and we've seen some videos of different production companies, it's actually kind of a little bit of a combo between a director and a producer role as to who is in charge of the broadcast. But by and large, for the most part, when we're talking in the game, going from camera 1 to camera 2 to camera 7 to replay and back to camera 1, all in the space of 15 seconds, it's the director that's talking. Now, for some of your student crews, you might have the student that has taken this whole thing and going, I've got a very clear picture of what this should look like. They've been practicing. They have shown you that they have the skill set to be the director. Absolutely. Let's let that student take on that role. It was great for us. State basketball 2023, Lincoln, Nebraska, we saw some students that at the beginning of the week, they started as like the producer, and they were just running the scoreboard and the commercials. And on Wednesday and by Friday, we gave them the executive producer role. They were calling out everything, whether it was a camera cut, when to go to replay, when to what commercials to play, and back and forth, and they were doing all of it. That's not an easy task.
No,
by the way, that's very high level stuff. But you will absolutely find some of those kids that can do that. If you don't have that kid, that's okay. You as a teacher, it's probably your job. That's probably your role and how you're going to fit in there. And what better teaching environment than I'm telling you something that needs to be happening right now. It's not I'm telling you something on Tuesday morning and then you have a quiz on Friday.
Yep.
Exactly. This is totally different than that. This is not math class. Nobody watches math class, but we're watching your class. This is a live classroom. That's how I've always looked at schools streaming their events. That's a live classroom. You have however long it takes your event to play out. You have that much time to teach them, and if you can give them good feedback at the end of an event and get them ready for the next one, your next event's going to be even better.
Yep.
So that's kind of the show for today, Jordan. We can find all of this stuff, the gear, the good stuff, on StrivAV with the link in the description.
Yeah, we'll have links in the description, and you'll be able to navigate and check them out.
Cool. So that is part 3 of our 4-part series on multicam switching. The next one is something that we have found, and we're actually quite excited to record this one. We're not exactly sure how we're going to do it, so we got to do some practicing. But we are going to break down a behind-the-scenes video of an actual ESPN production control room. And when they start talking in, you might say, the jargon of the broadcast crew, we're going to respond and give you what they're actually telling each other. We're gonna translate this video, and the video itself actually only covers really kind of the pregame into sort of the first drive of a football game. Mm-hmm. So the whole video is only about 15 minutes. I'm not sure that we'll take all of it, but there's a nice section kind of in the middle that we think will work pretty well.
That's going to be fun.
Without giving all of it away, we're going to speak a different language when we do that next video. So that's Jordan. I'm Eric. Thanks for watching us on the Tech and Teaching Podcast.